Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah,
Just
that was a
wanted to
big
tell
part of the
folks,
culture in the late '80s, early '90s. Yeah, it was definitely a part of the
yes,
culture.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes,
good
sir.
deal.
You've earned multiple degrees, including a doctorate while attending institutions at Tennessee State University, and one being with University of Tennessee, a PWI, and the other being Tennessee State University, a HBCU. As a kid from Memphis, talk
Yeah.
about the differences between the two experiences for you and how some of those experiences shaped your life.
Oh man, yeah. So I wanted to go to. Let me say that on the front end. I wanted to go to TSU as an undergraduate. And my parents, I remember telling me, "Dude, you're not mature enough," and I wasn't. Because I think about just the differences in the two. I went to a predominantly white high school in Memphis, and what that taught me was the importance of, to some degree, code switching and knowing what 9 to 5 means. In other words, I knew that from 9 to 5, or back then I guess it was 7:30 in the morning to 2:15. I had to deal in a different world, in a world that wasn't necessarily for me. But I knew at 2:15, then it was back to normal. It was back to a black neighborhood, a black church, riding the city bus back home to my black neighborhood, black friends, et cetera, et cetera. And so as I said, when I wanted to go to UT, or when I wanted to go to TSU, my parents said I wasn't mature enough, and TSU would have eaten me up because I didn't have the discipline. Because I would have been too amazed and too overwhelmed by all that blackness,
Mm-hmm.
by just 20 everything being just for me. So going to UT, it was slow enough and just fast enough for me to do the things I wanted to do in college, to get involved in certain things and to graduate. And I look back when I got to TSU, and even though I graduated from college and I was in graduate school, I had a blast because it was just so much blackness and it was so beautiful. And to be able to see a collegiate culture through these eyes that had seen a collegiate culture in a whole different aspect, but see it in a black context, was just amazing. And so, um, yeah, it was two totally different experiences. I would trade them for the world, because I actually did them in reverse. Most people will go to an HBCU for their undergraduate experience, and they go to a predominantly white institution later on. So it gave me a whole different appreciation for them both, by having what I like to call a reverse experience. But it was good all the way around. I mean, I got great education at both places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both institutions. We know many people that attend both places. And I remember when you came, to be honest, when you came to TSU, I didn't meet you ever on campus. I just remember there's a guy new transferring named Fry. I'm like, who is this guy named Fry, man? And then I remember seeing you from a distance at some party stuff, and years later when we finally kind of met. But that's interesting. You talk about leaving UT and then coming to TSU, and then kind of the dichotomy in that experience where there's some diversity at UT, but you're in East Tennessee and the majority is a PWI, and that's the majority of what's there. And then you come to TSU, and it's a culture shock, and that's the kind of the experience I had. I come from a place it wasn't just black and white; it's extremely diverse. Every nationality you could think of was at my high school. I mean, all my friends was all different shades of the rainbow. And when I came to TSU, it was just black, 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 and a little bit of white. So it was culture shock to me too. I loved it, just like you said, though. I mean, I really, really embraced it. It felt totally different than I've ever experienced anything ever in life. And I had that, my father, the kicking it too much, not being able to handle it. I almost lost my opportunity to be at TSU freshman year. Went to Freaknik, and then I went to Daytona in the spring, and that was freshman year. I had a 3.5
Yeah.
first semester, then I had a 2.5 second semester. My dad was paying for my education coming from Cali, and he was like, "Bruh, I am not paying for you to go all
Yeah.
the way out there to out of state fees to get a 2.5. You don't have nothing but school to do. So whatever else you're doing, you need to quit, or next semester you coming back here, man." Real talk. That's
Yeah.
the reason why I
Yeah.
didn't play college, because I didn't want to leave TSU. Um, I got threatened, and I took that threat to heart, bro.
And
Let's move
those
on,
threats
man.
can be a little
It's
motivating.
really not about me. I just kind of chime in a little bit and add
That's
some
all
stuff
good.
to it. But you have a very interesting and profound story